1800 hours, Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Aisha Nayab. First, the headlines. Prime Minister has called upon the major economies to pursue a holistic approach towards climate change and galvanize supportive finance for vulnerable countries. Government has decreased the price of petrol by 1.55 rupees and diesel by 3 rupees per litre to provide immediate relief to people. Finance Minister says government has decided to import 500,000 tons of sugar to ensure its ample supply at affordable prices to the masses. Foreign Minister has emphasized the need to harness the immense potential of trade and investment and boost bilateral ties between Pakistan and Tajikistan. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference has welcomed the exchange of letters between Prime Ministers of Pakistan and India, saying such moves will only bear fruits if Kashmir issues is resolved as per Kashmiri's aspirations. U.S. State Department's report on human rights has voiced concern over increasing religion and caste-based violence and decreasing freedom of expression in India. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan has called upon the major economies to pursue a holistic approach towards climate change and galvanize supportive finance for Pakistan and other vulnerable countries braving the climatic change. In an article published in The Times, a British national daily, the Prime Minister said the Global Climate Risk Index has ranked Pakistan as the 8th most vulnerable country to climate impacts, with frequency and intensity of climate disasters constantly rising over the decades. He said since 2000, Pakistan has lost 9,989 lives, suffered economic losses worth $3.8 billion, and witnessed 152 extreme weather events, all triggered by climate change. Imran Khan pointed out that although Pakistan is not a contributor to that global phenomenon of climate change, as it emits less than 1% of the global carbon emissions, yet it is committed to be a part of the global solution by pushing the growing economy to become greener, cleaner, and with low carbon emission in future. He said the government has set in motion plans to shift by 2030 60% of energy mix towards clean carbon-free energy and 30% of transport towards green electric mobility. Prime Minister Imran Khan has directed to start an aggressive awareness campaign for implementation of SOPs to contain third wave of COVID-19 in the country. Addressing a meeting of National Coordination Committee on COVID-19 through video link today, he said wearing mask is the effective strategy to prevent spread of third wave. The Prime Minister expressed concern over negligence by the people in observing SOPs, saying wearing of mask has been remained more effective across the world. Finance Minister Hamad Azhar says Pakistan has successfully raised $2.5 billion through Eurobond. Addressing a news conference in Islamabad today, he said we received bids for $5 billion. The Finance Minister said it is the present government which brought the current account deficit and the primary account to surplus. He said the Economic Coordination Committee at its meeting today fixed the wheat support price at 1800 rupees per 40 kilogram to provide relief to the farmers. Hamad Azhar said it has also been decided to import 500,000 tons of sugar from India to improve the supply situation and to provide direct benefit to the common man. Keeping in view the demand of cotton, the Foreign Minister said the ECC, on the proposal of Ministry of Commerce, has accorded approval for the import of cotton from India by the end of June. The government has announced reduction in prices of petroleum products for the next fortnight to provide relief to people. According to a notification issued by the Finance Ministry, prices of petrol has been reduced by 1.55 rupees and it will now be sold at 110.35 rupees per litre. The prices of high-speed diesel has been reduced by 3 rupees per litre and it will be sold now at 113.08 rupees. Minister for Communication Murad Saeed has said the present government has executed road infrastructure projects of 1,654 kilometers in its 2.5 years tenure. Addressing an event of motorway police in Islamabad today, he said we initiated work on 11 new projects, including the western route of CPEC, whilst the groundbreaking of the 5 more projects will be performed this year. The minister said the groundbreaking of first phase of Sialkot-Kharia-Rawalpindi motorway will be performed on 27th of May. On this occasion, Minister of Science and Technology Fawad Chaudhary said an ordinance is being promulgated for establishment of a civil drone authority. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has invited Tajikistan to benefit from Gawad port, as it is the shortest trade route to Southeast Asia, Middle East and Africa. In a meeting with his Tajik counterpart Sirajuddin Meheruddin in Dushanbe, he has emphasized tapping the immense trade potential existing between the two countries. Shah Mahmood Qureshi said Gwadar and Pakistan's other seaports can help boost bilateral trade. The two foreign ministers expressed satisfaction over the nature of bilateral relations and reiterated their commitment to further strengthen ties. Later addressing a joint news conference along with the Tajik counterpart, Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi said both the sides have agreed to reactivate joint working groups to promote cooperation in different fields. He said we need to encourage our entrepreneurs and businessmen to visit each other and explore the trade and investment opportunities. This is Radio Pakistan. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference, while welcoming the exchange of letters between the Prime Ministers of Pakistan and India, has said that all such developments will bear fruit only when the Kashmir dispute is resolved as per the aspirations of Kashmiri people. APHC General Secretary Maulvi Bashir Ahmed, in a statement issued in Srinagar today, said that Pakistan and India should make significant progress towards addressing the core issue of Kashmir. Anti-India protest erupted in Tral area of Pulwama district today after an illegally detained student. Indian police arrested 3 youth in Badagam and Dodo areas. A sit-in protest organized by International Forum for Justice and Human Rights in Muzaffarabad denounced human rights violations by the Indian forces in occupied Jammu and Kashmir. U.S. State Department report on human rights practices in different countries has revealed that societal violence based on religion and caste continues to be a serious concern in India. The report says the Muslims and Dalits are most vulnerable. It says freedom of expression is at a low ebb in India as criminal defamation laws are used to prosecute citizens who criticize government or its policies. In India, Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has written letters to 10 key opposition leaders, including Congress's Sonia Gandhi today, suggesting a big get-together to devise a strategy to take on the BJP after the current round of assembly polls. The strongly worded 7-point letter said the time has come for a united and effective struggle against BJP's attack on democracy and the constitution and presenting a credible alternative to the people of India. President Hassan Rouhani says Iran has seen no serious efforts from the United States after reports that the Biden administration proposed a new offer to resolve a deadlock over the nuclear deal. In a televised cabinet speech today, he pointed out that U.S. President has emphasized diplomacy and admitted to the failure of his predecessor, Donald Trump's maximum pressure policy. Russia's Federation Council has passed a bill today enabling President Vladimir Putin to run for 2 more terms starting in 2024. The bill was approved by the lower house of parliament, the State Duma, a week ago. In light of the amendment, the bill grants Putin the possibility of starting his presidency from scratch in 2024 and holding the office for 2 more terms until 2036. And finally, the weather. Mainly hot and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. However, heat wave conditions will persist over the districts of Sindh, Balochistan and South Punjab. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News.